You're cruising down the highway and a massive 18-wheeler pulls up beside you. You glance over, and right in the middle of the trailer, an entire row of tires is suspended in midair. They aren't touching the road, they're just hovering there, spinning uselessly above the asphalt. The immediate assumption is that something failed. A broken suspension, a snapped frame, or a driver who ignored a critical mechanical warning before leaving the yard. That gap between the rubber and the road is a deliberate, highly engineered feature that saves billions of dollars in infrastructure costs. This mechanical anomaly resulted from a decades-long historical war between physics, government regulators, and corporate profit. In the 1950s, the expansion of the American interstate highway system promised a new era of logistics. For the first time, massive cargo trucks could move goods across the continent at high speeds. These concrete and asphalt roads appeared indestructible to the public, but civil engineers soon discovered a structural weakness. The weight of this new generation of trucks was already causing freshly laid pavement to buckle, crack, and sink. Government officials realized they were facing an infrastructure crisis that threatened to bankrupt the highway system before it was even finished. This chart illustrates the mathematical reality discovered by 1950s engineers, the fourth power law. The math is brutal. Doubling the weight on a single axle does not double the road damage, it multiplies it by 16 times. Engineers countered this with the snowshoe effect. By spreading the same total weight across more axles, the pressure at any single point of contact drops, preventing the pavement from shattering. Lawmakers reacted throughout the 1960s and 70s by shifting their focus. They stopped regulating total vehicle weight and began aggressively enforcing limits on how much weight could press down on each individual axle. This created a new requirement for truck operators. To legally carry heavy loads through highway weigh stations, they had to add more axles to their vehicles. While more wheels saved the roads, they introduced a new economic penalty for the trucking industry. A truck often carries a massive payload to its destination, but it must frequently navigate the return route completely empty. Having those mandatory extra axles in contact with the road when the trailer is empty creates significant rolling resistance. The engine has to work harder just to overcome the drag of tires that aren't carrying any weight. Commercial tires cost hundreds of dollars each. Dragging unnecessary rubber across dry pavement wastes fuel and shreds thousands of dollars of tread for no operational gain. Multi-axle trucks also suffer from tire scrub. In tight corners, the rigid axles fight each other, dragging the tires sideways and putting massive lateral stress on the suspension and frame. The industry was trapped in a paradox. They needed the axles to be legally heavy, but those same wheels were a financial drain whenever the truck was light. The resolution to this conflict is the shape-shifting drop axle, commonly known as the lift axle. The system taps into the truck's existing air brakes and compressors to power a heavy-duty pneumatic suspension mechanism. The driver triggers this mechanical shift using a simple switch inside the cap. When fully loaded, the airbags inflate, pushing the axle down to the pavement to distribute the weight within legal limits. When the truck is empty, the air vents and the axle retracts. Rolling resistance and tire scrub vanish instantly. This pneumatic system acts as a historical compromise, satisfying the physics of the road while protecting the margins of the trucking company. This technology has become standard equipment across the global supply chain, allowing vehicles to adapt to their cargo in real time. Concrete mixers and dump trucks are prime examples. They deploy their lift axles while hauling heavy materials to a site, then raise them the moment the load is dumped for the return trip. Modern engineering has moved beyond the manual switch. Many trucks now use automated onboard sensors that detect suspension pressure and deploy the lift axle as soon as a weight threshold is crossed. This retractable technology allows modern logistics to exist without accelerating the destruction of public infrastructure. Next time you're on the highway and see that floating tire spinning uselessly in the air, remember the scenario we started with. This floating wheel is the signature of a machine perfectly optimized for its environment. It truly represents a complex, continuous, real-time negotiation between the laws of physics, strict government regulation, and corporate economics. Effective engineering doesn't just solve one problem, it adapts to the context. I'm Naeem, and this is The Subject, History. Subscribe for more.